Last weekend, MyPillow CEO and founder Mike Lindell took a little tour through the state of Alabama where he met with Republican Governor Kay Ivey. He met with Republican Secretary of State John Merrill. And after he had this meeting with these two top Republicans in the state of Alabama, he goes out and he makes a video and he says, listen, we all talked about this. And we found 100,000 votes from the 2020 election that had been flipped. 100,000 votes in the state of Alabama flipped. He said the hackers somehow got in there. He doesn't know who the hackers are, but don't worry. His friend Dr. Frank, a mathematician, has the answers to that. And yeah, he said the officials agree with me and we found it. Well, not long after Mike Lindell made this video, John Merrill, Alabama's Republican Secretary of State, was forced to come out and say, this didn't happen. There were not any votes flipped in the state of Alabama. There is no evidence to suggest that any votes in the state of Alabama were flipped. And me and Kay Ivey, the Republican governor, weren't persuaded by anything Mike Lindell said or presented to us. So Mike Lindell lied. He lied his effing face off, okay? He met with these people, and again, we don't know exactly what happened behind closed doors, okay? There were no cameras there. None of this was recorded that we know of. But he left the meeting thinking they were all on the same page about 100,000 votes in the state being flipped. But apparently that was such an egregious statement that even these Republicans in Alabama had to come out and say, this guy's bonkers. This guy is lying to you. Nothing he is saying happened here in the state of Alabama. So either Mike Lindell read the room wrong, or they were just agreeing with him to get him to shut the hell up and get out of their state. Either way, big discrepancies between these two stories, right? Secretary of State John Merrill says, nope, none of this is true. The guy is lying. Mike Lindell says, woohoo, we found the evidence. And Dr. Frank's going to go explain it to us eventually. Because Lindell says he has the evidence. The Secretary of State says it doesn't exist. Mike Lindell. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. I feel like everything I want to say about Mike Lindell is either one, going to get us suspended from YouTube, or possibly sued, or two, I've already said. I mean, I genuinely believe there's something wrong with his brain. Granted, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, I'm not a neurologist, but I don't think he's firing on all cylinders. I don't think he's a danger to himself. But I do think that he desperately needs a psychological evaluation because he has managed to delude himself, right? He has fallen victim to his own delusions. And it's kind of sad to see, for any human being, especially because this dude could have just shut the hell up. He could have just been the friendly guy on the pillow commercials and just relaxed and said, hey, I got $300 million. I don't give a shit about anything, right? But no, you had to stick your nose where it doesn't belong, and then you found out that everything you thought was a lie, so then you just kept lying about it, pushing the big lie, until it snowballed on top of you, and now you're crushed by the weight of your own failure. It's a sad story. And eventually I hope somebody makes it into a movie, because I got to imagine that would be a pretty funny movie to watch. But Lindell's story is far from funny, just due to the fact that there are far too many Republicans who believe what he has to say. And to those people, I would say, talk to the officials, listen to the officials, read what the officials had to say. Because you may believe Mike Lindell, but the people who actually have access to the information, when they tell you he's lying, I think it's best to believe them. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for fresh content 7 days a week.